All right, so you guys tried the full squat stretch or deep squat stretch challenge. Some people maybe didn't tolerate that very well. So if you can get down into that full squat, even if it's for 10 or 15 or 20 seconds, and you can tolerate that, then I would start there. But some people can't even get into that position without a lot of difficulty. So I'm going to show you a regression from that you can work on. And then once you get good at this, then you can start doing that full squat exercise that we gave you. So usually limitations in knee range of motion or stiffness, hip range of motion or stiffness are where people have the most trouble with that. So a way that you can regress that exercise is just kind of get into all four. So if you have bad knees, if your knees are sore, getting on something that's soft, so something like your bed or at least a carpet that's kind of soft is probably going to be best for this. If you don't have that, if you have a pillow, you could put the pillow underneath your knees. That's probably going to help too. So from here, just getting into this position, you're going to sink your hips back, and you can see as I sink my hips back, my knee range of motion starts to condense. So my knees bend more and my hips bend as well. So if I'm having hip discomfort, I can kind of push back here. Pressure is okay, you don't want to feel any sharp pain, but kind of a stretching pressure kind of feeling in the hip is what you're probably going to feel. And then same thing, get to a spot where you feel that pressure, and then you can kind of shift your hips side to side, back, forward a little bit to try to get as much range of motion in there as possible. Same thing, if it's a limitation in knee range of motion, then as you kind of sink your hips back, that knee will bend more, and then you can kind of push around in that range of motion. And it's the same protocol. So if we want you to do that for 10 minutes, set a timer for 2 or 3 minutes, push down into that area where you're getting, that stiffness, or you feel like a decrease in range of motion, it's not moving very well. When it gets a little uncomfortable, then you can kind of just shift out of that, take the pressure off of that, and then the more you do this, the better you'll be able to do in terms of holding that position for longer periods of time. So same kind of protocol. Set it for 2 or 3 minutes. As that gets easier, you can set it for 4 or 5 or 6. Doing that 1 time a day or 2 times a day is going to be beneficial in order to get that range of motion improved. And then once you feel confident, you can go back and kind of test your full squat test. So get down, do this for a couple days to a couple weeks, and see that improvement in range of motion. Then get down into a full squat. If you can tolerate that full squat, like we said, even just for 10 or 15 seconds, and then come out of it and be able to work into that, that's when you would progress from this exercise down into your deep squat or your full squat stretch. If you guys have any questions about that, just hit reply to this email, or you can post below, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.